Hi there. Today I'm going to show you a brief overview of table databases in Notion templates. I am going to turn this into a series because there is a lot of information when it comes to table databases, and I want to break it down into short form content compared to making somebody sit here for an hour just to learn about table databases. So we're just doing a brief overview where I'm going to show you the shortcuts that we can use and different settings that we can also utilize in Notion template for table databases. So when we insert our table, the only difference between what your table is going to look like and what mine is that there's not going to be a title here. It's just going to say untitled. And then also up at the top, you're not going to have this title. You're going to title it whatever you want to title it. So we can look at this little tab. If we right click on this tab, we have our option to rename, edit view. We can click or copy a link to view. We can open as a full page, or we can duplicate that tab, which will just create another tab of the same thing. Then down here is where you would rename. You have your three little dots here. That's going to give you the view database. This is going to give you the edit database title, and if you want to hide the title. Now here is the name of your columns. If you want to add a new column, you click this plus button. You have your three little buttons here, and that's going to also open up this little box over here where it's going to show your properties. So this is what's shown in your table. You have your name, your tags, which are, your current columns. If you want to add a new property, if you want to learn about properties. Down here, you have the option to add a new row. You can use this calculate if you're calculating data. You can go in and choose one of them if you want to turn things into percentages. Then we go over here and we can see some shortcut tabs right here. So we have our shortcut for our filter. We have our shortcut for our sorting. We have a shortcut for our search if we need to search for something. We have these two little arrows pointing in opposite directions diagonally, and this is just going to open your page to a full page. Then you have your three little dots here, and this is going to populate your view options. You have your layout right here, and this is where you would go if you wanted to change the layout to something else. Then you have your properties, which right now our properties are the same as this little shortcut that we used previously. And then we can also see that we have the filter, the sort, grouping, automations, our load limit, so how many pages. And then this is also something that's new where you can customize, so you can change settings and add new features. So if you wanted to break down items into a toggle list or dependencies for certain data and your tasks, if you need an AI summary, and then you can also add other features. And then if you need to make it automations or connections, that's where you would do that. And then you have the option to lock your database so that, say, somebody else has access to your workspace in Notion template, you can lock it so nobody can make any changes. And then you can copy the link to this table, or you can duplicate this table. And then over here, we have our new. So when we click on that, it's going to open a side peek. And with that side peek, whatever information I enter in here at the top is going to be entered into the information and the different columns here. So because I only have name as a column and then also tags, that's why that's here. But we can always go in and add a new property. So I'm just going to put in my name here. And then I'm just going to say teacher as my tag. If I need to add a property, I would click on that. If I need to add a comment, I would add my comment right in there. And then if I need to, let's say I needed to do a checklist, I could go in and I could add in my checklist here, or whatever information you need to enter in here. You might not need to enter anything depending on what you're using this for. But if we go up here and we close our side peek, you'll see that all of that information in the top section of our side peek that we entered is right in here. And if we need to open that up again, we'll just open in side peek and it'll open up for us. And that's just a quicker way, especially when you're trying to make a table that you don't see all of the data. You just want a brief overview. Say you need to get to a client's name really quick and you don't want everything all over the place. So you can just create it this way and then enter in all that information for that client there. So that is a brief overview of your table databases in Notion template. If you found this video to be helpful, please check out my other videos. You might find those to be helpful as well. And please stay tuned for my table database series where we will get into a lot more detail about how to use the table database. Thanks. Bye.